Notice the brake orientation here. I can look down at it. Actually, I'm probably just gonna look down at it like this, right? And I see that it's done, I fixed it, I can go on to the next brake. There's no reason to move from my position. I can do the same thing with the front brake. Just take the bike, rotate it up to the next position, boom. And now, if you'll notice, this brake is in the same exact orientation that brake was in, so I'm doing exactly the same thing. I haven't barely moved. The efficiency of movement here is Jedi. It's awesome. It's perfect. So now I can go into this and go into the anchor bolt to make sure that this is all set up and tighten that and do whatever I have to do, which I already taught you how to do. Wait, should I teach you how to do it again? I'm going to teach you how to do it again. Let's just assume that this brake is off center. So I'm just going to make it off center so you can see how it's off center. You want to zoom in and get that? See how it's off center now? Mm-hmm. You'll come to a brake where it's off center, or you'll come to a brake where you have to install the entire caliper yourself, right? Just do that. Just make everything loosen up. Loosen everything up a little bit, right? Always remember to use the hex end first before you use the ball end, because the ball end is not for torques. For heavy torque, heavy load basically, right? So now that this is loose, one of the quickest ways you can adjust the brake is just grab the brake lever. Just tap the brake lever a couple of times. If, there's a lot of ifs in this actually, if those pistons are moving equally, they will close in equally on the rotor. And then you can lightly tighten it down with the ball end. While I'm still holding the lever, now I can close in with the hex and the regular hex end. And okay, didn't work this time. This is a great example, right? It worked on the rear one, it didn't work on this time. So you just gotta take a look and you can see that it's rubbing on the outboard piston. So what I can do is I can manually center it now, right? So just loosen them both up a tiny bit so there's still tension. It's called, I'll tell you exactly what it's called. I have it right here. Where are you? That is called clamping force. So the clamping force is not full. It's not all the way clamped down. You can actually move it, but it does take a bit of force to move it. You might need to find exactly how much force that is. So loosen it up just a tiny bit more and then just center it by eye. There we go. That's it. Now listen.
Nice.
So now we're done. I mean, well, in this case, we're done. And then you can go ahead and tighten it back down again. And what may happen, okay, I double check that. All right. See how it moved? What's happening here is, there could be a lot of things happening, but since it moved after we tightened these back down, what that tells me is that something between this interface and this interface, so there's 1, 2, 3 interfaces where it could be wrong. It could be off kilter, off square, I don't know how to call that, but it's just basically not square to each other. So something's happened where it's moving when I tighten it back down again. So what you can do is you can loosen it a little bit and then pull it with your finger or however you're going to do it, and then hold it there with your finger while you tighten it back down again so that it doesn't move, right? So I'll do that again so you can see. Let me see if I'm right. So loosen it up, everything's loose. Clamp it down with your lever. Tighten this down. This is Harry Potter, by the way, in case you're wondering. We have a Harry Potter morning because Justine is listening to the Harry... Which one is it?
She was taking a video.
Huh?
What?
Which one is it? Is it the Prisoner of... No, it's the second one. Chamber of Secrets. And who's the singer, or the actor? The voice actor?
Jim Dale.
Jim Dale, the incredible Jim Dale. All right, so as you can see, we just did the way that it's supposed to work. It doesn't work. I'm going to try and make it fail again, actually, is what I'm going to try and do, so I can show you how that works again. So it's loose.